I am a 6'4" natural skinny lifter. I wouldn't say bodybuilder, I wouldn't say power lifter, I'm just kind of a recreational lifter. And it has taken me quite a long time in all of my lifts, squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, everything, to get my form down. I've had a lot of struggles along the way. I think that's just one of the genetic downfalls of being a tall lifter. Anyways, in this video, I'm gonna hopefully help you guys out, some of you tall, skinny lifters out with getting better at the squat. So stay tuned. All right, you guys. So in this clip, I just wanted to provide you guys with a little bit of credibility for myself. So this is me squatting 315 or 3 plates for 5 reps. Keep in mind, I'm 6'4" and pretty skinny. So I know my form isn't perfect, and I know my strength isn't phenomenal, but I have actually come a long way, and it took me a long time to get my form to where it is now, where I'm not, folding over and my legs aren't shaking anymore. So I do think that I am at least moderately credible as a intermediate, borderline advanced lifter. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about for you tall lifters out there, and I think that this applies really to all lifters of every height, is foot placement. That right there, where my feet are in this clip, not that's too wide, but where I was before that, shoulder width is what I think is the best foot placement. And there it is once again. This is where you are going to be the most powerful. Now you will see a lot of power lifters that are going to have their feet very, very wide out. That is what elite power lifters are doing, and they have very, very mobile hips. A lot of guys will experience a lot of hip pain when they do this, so I don't recommend it, and you actually aren't as powerful. You just have a shorter range of motion when your feet are that wide. So getting right at shoulder width is probably your best bet, and it's where you're the most powerful. Too close, you're lacking power, and you probably won't be able to hit depth. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is bar placement on your back. This right here is the high bar position, and I do not believe that this is the most optimal position, especially for taller squatters. When you move it down to your rear deltoids, like right there, that is a low bar squatting position. This right here is what the low bar squatting position looks like from the side. As you can see when I do my first rep here in a second, it's in slow motion, sorry. As you can see, you fold over more at the hips and your knees travel less far forward. What this does is it puts more strain, or more of the effort, on your posterior chain. And since your posterior chain is stronger, this will lead to being able to lift more weight. Another benefit of the fact that you have more of the load on your posterior chain is that you will more than likely have reduced knee wear and tear. And that is something that nobody wants, is to have injuries to their knees. This is me squatting in the high bar position. As you can see, my torso is forced to stay more upright, and as a result, my knees travel slightly more forward. There is nothing wrong with high bar squatting. As a matter of fact, it is probably a little bit better for quad development. But if we're talking about building strength, the low bar squat is definitely superior, especially for you tall guys. Another great thing that I would recommend to tall squatters is to get raised heel or Olympic lifting shoes. Now, as you can see, the shoes I'm wearing right here have a slightly raised heel. What this allows as a low bar squatter is for you to keep all the power on your posterior chain, but you're able to stay more upright and hit depth more easily, as opposed to being in flat shoes. As you can see here, when I'm flat-footed, my knees don't come as far forward and my hips sit back farther and my torso folds over more. Now, I may sound like I just contradicted myself, because when I was explaining the benefits of low bar squatting, I said that you fold over more and your knees travel as far forward, as if that was a good thing. And that is a good thing, because when you are in the low bar position, you put more of the stress on your posterior chain. Now, what the raised heel shoes do is they keep that stress on your posterior chain, but they allow you to stay more upright at the same time. This is beneficial because if you are able to stay more upright, then your squats are going to be smoother and you're less likely to injure your back at the same time. Now in this clip right here, I demonstrate the most common sticking point or weakness of a tall person's squat, and that is right when they get right there at the middle and they pause. And as you can see, they get to that point. Right here, I'll freeze it. Boom, right there. See? You get to that point and see how straightened out my knees are, but my hips are not straightened out whatsoever. And this happens to almost all squatters, but it's very common in tall guys due to the length of our femurs. It happens because we have a weakness in our posterior chain, including our glutes and our hamstrings. And it also happens, of course, because of a lack of discipline in maintaining a proper form when we are squatting. A great way to strengthen up your posterior chain is to do stiff leg deadlifts like I am here. Now, I wouldn't advise doing these in the Olympic lifting shoes, but I was just demonstrating. But these are going to isolate your hamstrings and glutes, and these will definitely have some carryover for your squat. But the best thing that I would recommend for you tall squatters to help prevent you guys from folding over is to do safety squat bar squats. And either those or front squats. You can't really tell from my demonstration here, but when you do safety squat bar squats or front squat, it forces you at all costs to stay as upright as possible and maintain that perfect squat posture. And that is going to have a lot of carryover to your low bar squat, and it's going to be very beneficial for maintaining that posture. All right, you guys, so if you made it this far, I appreciate it for watching. It would mean so much to me if you guys who like this channel, like some of my videos, subscribe to me, and stay tuned for more content to come. All right, peace out, guys. See you next time.